of how Israel plotted to kill the Iranian negotiator. Now, a shocking report has raised fresh questions about the Israel-Iran conflict, and according to a report, US officials believed that Israel may have been planning to kill two top Iranian leaders while peace talks were taking place. Now, this report says that the officials were Iran's foreign minister Abbas Araghchi and also the parliament speaker Mohammad Ghalibaf. Now, US officials, according to this report, feared that if the two were killed, the talks would fail and the fighting could start all over again. Now, this report also says that Washington used countries in the region to warn Iran about the possible threat. Now, Israel has not yet responded to the report. Its embassy in Washington has also declined to comment. US officials, according to the report, believed that Israel was plotting to kill the negotiators who were involved in the peace deal. So this was a plot that had been put in place by Israel. This is what the US officials believed. Any Israeli attempt to kill Abbas Araghchi, the foreign minister, or Mohammad Ghalibaf, the parliament speaker, would of course have derailed the peace talks. So the American officials feared that while the talks were ongoing with Iran, there were attempts to derail it completely, and their suspicion was on Israel. In fact, the US officials are said to have believed that Israel might have been plotting to kill the top negotiators even as the talks were going on. Remember, these talks before the 14-point memorandum of understanding has been reached, before that talks had been going on for weeks together. So that is when the US officials had this suspicion, according to this report. Remember, there's no official reaction that has come in from Israel on this report, but this report indicates that the US officials clearly did not have their trust in Israel. Let's go across to my colleague Mayank, joining us on the broadcast with the details. And Mayank, what are the details of this report? Because this clearly shows that there was a certain distrust between the United States and Israel.
Pratibha, the most important point is actually the views and a different kind of approach by the two sides. And while one side is wanting to remove the entire leadership, which means the complete leadership, US had been trying to find out or to keep certain negotiators who had that kind of an influence. Once they take some sort of a decision, it could be implemented on ground. That's a different kind of a strategy altogether, Pratibha. So what we see is actually it's a totally different approach which is being followed on such a sensitive, very important operations we started on 28th of Feb from the Israel and the US side. And this also, that means there is a kind of a discordance on when it is approach and the implementation on ground, and things might be seen differently from now altogether. But the other point which we can bring out, because this will signify further the point which we are trying to make to our viewers, is that there had been a difference in opinion when it comes to Lebanon operations also. Now here we see is actually US is not wanting to knock off the leadership which is right now in Iran. But then having said that, we have also already got to know that physical appearance of the current Ayatollah, which is Mujtaba Khamenei, has been kept in abeyance, but that he'll not be taking part or physically appearing for the ceremonies, which is going to be part of the 5-day ceremony, funeral ceremony of the former supreme leader of Iran, which is Ali Khamenei, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. It is signifying a different part altogether. And also understand that on 17th of March, the two negotiators, they were killed, which included Ali Larijani also. So this also further underlines the point which has come out. And mind it, the reports have got published both in US and in Israel as well. It is going to be interesting how the things will shape up in future, because the talks are still going on and there is a lot of focus on these talks as far as from the US side is concerned. Pratibha?
Okay, all right.